There are some times where I act dumber than dirt. I mean, if you notice that some of these are liquids, you can sell liquids and solids. But before, I had two chests linked. One for input, one for output, I thought. I mean, orange and blue, those are the universal colors for input and output, right? What I did not count on was that I could use a chest for both. And the other thing that needed to be linked was a tank rather than another chest. So with that in mind, I've put some emeralds in here. I'm practically swimming in them. And let's see, first things first, I'll buy this. I should be able to, shouldn't I? There we go. Sorry, I had to right-click it. I don't think anyone said that. Step inside for a bit. And, okay, so that's one Amadron and, one combination drill and laser program. That's what was required by the quest. And one PCB blueprint. Total cost 22 emeralds. I got 64. Okay, so, trying to remember if I hung any wind chimes. Ah, there we go. Okay, that came and went kind of quick. But I don't know whether anybody picked up on this, but there was a little drone. It spawned for just a bit, picked up the emeralds, dropped off the merchandise, and then went away into the night. Well, it wasn't all that easy to see the darn thing. It came and went so quickly. Now, if I'd put the chest inside, the drone would have been able to get to it, and I wouldn't have been able to place the order. Now, that's just plain common sense. Alright, so, let's see, ultraviolet light box. I should have some redstone lamps, and I mean, I was looking over the roof, and I noticed if there were a few of them I still had in place. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if this for sure, but I think it takes pressure to operate one of these things. So I'm going to put it, how about down here? Yeah, I thought so. And maybe I ought to refuel some of the pressure too. Why do I have blocks of coal? My policy has been to take the blocks of stuff out to reduce how many different types I use. Using blocks is unnecessary when you can store coal singularly. So we'll amp up the pressure just a little bit. Now, an ultraviolet light box is used to prepare empty PCBs for etching. And it can take some time. If I didn't have quite so many finished PCBs already, I probably would think of automating it. Alright, I'm putting this in here. Now let me see, if I were to... Okay, so to make PCBs you need plastic, redstone torches, gold nuggets, and most importantly, the pressure to make them. And let me see, what about over here? An etching tank. What's this stuff do again? I made the etching tank is over Here's the darn thing. I know it was part of a quest in the... Oh, here it is. It's used for etching circuit boards. You can consume... You need acid to etch them. And need to apply heat too, which consumes the acid, but it speeds up the process. And it takes a lot of PCBs. So about this acid, what do I have to... well, let me just pick out the supplies I need for the PCB itself first and make that. So it's 3 gold nuggets, 2 redstone torches, makes sense, and 1 sheet of plastic. I'll put them all in here. And I suppose while I'm doing that, I want to see what the recipe is for etching acid. Let's see. Yeah, that's another pressure chamber recipe. Gunpowder, rotten flesh, and spider eyes. As well as a bucket. And how much pressure does that take? 1 bar. Just 1 bar. Speaking of pressure, is this about done yet? Yeah, it looks like it is. So I'm going to throw in the ingredients for the etching acid. And here are some PCBs. They're completely empty. And you have to use the ultraviolet light box first. Or you could simply use the assembly line, but there's a couple of different ways to go about doing this, and assembly lines can be used for other things, plus the fact that I've got all those PCBs that are finished as rewards. Let's see. So yeah, I want to make absolutely sure that when I'm finished etching this thing, it'll actually work. Looks like it uses pressure more or less continuously. And you see that bar over there? That's filling up. That's the chance of success. Of course, in real life, nothing is completely certain. Well, that's going. Do I really not have any etching acid? How does this bucket not make it in? Unless the bucket has to be full of something first. Yeah, it does. Molten plastic. That's what's going on here. Alright. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn this back on and make some more. I want to keep this going. Look at how fast this goes. There. That ought to do it. Gotta shut this off too. I've got Got plastic at. Alright, here we go. Etching acid. Careful not to spill the stuff. How's this thing? Yeah, the threshold here is only 1 bar. I've got like 2, a little over that. I'm going to... Let me see, can I fill this simply by... Yeah, okay. That's reassuring. There's not much of it there, but at room temperature, it'll take 150 seconds to etch. But if I were to use this bucket of lava and heat thing, yeah, I actually do have room for it here. I didn't before, but I suppose I must have arranged things just enough. I hate to sound like an impatient kid, but is this thing... Oh, it's getting there. Alright, well, I'm thinking about it. What's the next thing I need to do? Okay, so this needs... So these things are all, let's say, doable. There are 6 items here. You can arrange them in a 2x3 space as described here. Which I'm going to try doing. I have this space. This is I sort of extended the room a little. And this is why, to put the assembly line, I can put it in, well, maybe I can put it in a corner, but I'm going to need room to supply it with pressure. And because of that, a corner just won't do. Maybe I ought to put this somewhere else. Do something else with the kerosene. So what are all these things? They're all assembly stuff. I can just use JAI. There's 6 things. First, an assembly platform. Now, do I have pneumatic cylinders in here? No, I think I've just got them in there. Okay. So that's the assembly table, or platform. Now, next on the list, assembly import. I don't have a hopper. I need that. Oh, I did know you could use Otherworld wood for this, but I'd rather not, considering how hard it was to... Wait a minute. Okay, I need to get some Actually, no, I don't. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way with... Never mind, I've already got a chest. Still, it's old-fashioned. I mean, it used to be that you had to use the chest in the hopper recipe. There were no alternatives. But doing it that way sort of adds an unnecessary middle step to the process. So here's the I/O import unit. The I/O export unit requires another hopper. Make a chest here. A hopper. I think one of them is just the reverse of the other, like the mirror image of the other. Things are kind of cramped in here. How's this? 86%. And I need a refill on... I don't know whether it takes exponentially more time to get closer to success. Okay, what's next? Assembly drill. It's got a diamond in it. Assembly laser. Okay, this is another one of those things with the glass. has to be a specific color. I should still have some red dye. Yeah. Where's that again? Okay, yeah, here. Assembly laser. And the assembly controller. And now, how did they say to... Okay, so as long as I'm doing stuff that only requires a drill and a laser, I should be able to make, well, most things. Where's my manual? Did I really leave it somewhere? Here it is, yeah. The assembly system. They communicate with each other when they're next to each other. There can be multiple assembly I/O units. It runs on compressed air, but you only need to supply it to the assembly controller. Did not know that. But it's certainly a relief. The assembly controller accepts programs. Just diagnostics on its display. I'd have to look at the GUI. The import connects between inventories in the assembly program, so I'm gonna have to put like a box or a backpack or something near it. And it needs, of course, another one, place to put things out, as opposed to output things, as opposed to input things. It needs to be able to reach an assembly platform, which it should be able to do if I were to use the layout specified in the quest. Speaking of which, there it is. The assembly drill does the actual work, but it can't reach diagonally. The assembly laser also can't reach diagonally. Okay, how'd the quest have me do this again? I/O controller, I/O drill table, and laser. Okay, I don't think it matters which I/O is on which side. Ah, and this thing's finished. So, to speed up the etching time, I'm going to plunk this lava down next to it. It'll take 105, 195. How hot is lava exactly? I have no idea. But I think you put the etching tank in here. And now it's starting to etch a little. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's sort of going up and down between around 430 Celsius. And it's using acid like a millibucket per few seconds. Actually, it seems to be almost random. Look at how long it's going without using any. And yet it just went down. Yeah, this speed seems awful variable. So I've developed this empty PCB. I'm gonna keep it going. I shouldn't have that long to wait. What was that? Oh, the lava must have been all used up. Okay, so this works the same way as the oil refinery would if I used lava for it. Oh yeah, and of course there's new stuff available for not actually Amazon. And now I have an unassembled PCB. Well, what do I want with that thing? I need to assemble a PCB. Well, you just put transistors and capacitors around it, and voila, a finished PCB. Do I have any spare? No, and yes. I've got like 21 of these. It was because I was trying to level up that one trader. This was before I knew that how the Amatron tablet works. So, oh wait. Let's see. Transistors and capacitors, I think, are made in. Well, I went over this actually. They're both made in the pressure chamber. I need to make 2 of them. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gold nuggets. 2 redstone. 2 plastic sheets. Double checking. Perfect. So there, and there, and there. I'll wait for that to finish. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go grab a couple of spare backpacks. I overhauled things a little bit. And yeah, I consolidated my storage. So I've got a couple of backpacks to spare. I'll just take this out and put it here out of the way. Put these buckets in here. How much pressure does that transistor need? Oh, 1 bar. Yeah, I should be fine. Hope I don't stumble into the Twilight Forest. I did so accidentally off camera and something really nasty happened. Well, I'm exaggerating just a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but it was kind of annoying. Alright, where are we? The quest. So it says, let's see, you need to apply pressure to the controller. So I'm going to need to make a space to take this and apply it to the controller, which means I got to put the controller get rid of that. Oh, it looks like you finished making one. Guess the controller goes at the back. Now where would I put the back here? And then the import and export go next to it. We should put it over here. 1, 2, and enough room to get around. Funny how it seems to follow you. Okay, so I'll take the import and put it here. Take the export and put it there. Take the 1 backpack here, 1 backpack there, both within nice easy reach. It's not pressurized just yet. Which reminds me, I need to take my pneumatic wrench out. Now, how'd the rest of that go? Drill table and laser. So the table's in the middle. And the laser will be on one side and the drill will be on the other side. I don't think it matters which side is which side. Now how would I, oh, yeah, you put the program in here. And it takes a pretty hefty amount, like 3 or so bars, which doesn't really leave very much room for error. I can say like that idea, but let's see, what did I get? This isn't too bad of a haul. Now I suppose here's where I'd need this thing, but instead of, well, I need a better regulator tube module, one that can regulate down from Actually, no, it's not the tube module, it's the tube itself. Although this particular air compressor only goes up to 5 bars. Let me see. Just take that off. Okay, yeah, that didn't go too badly. And let me just add a little more pressure here. I'm going to think that the security update, I might want one of... I don't have one to spare, but since I'm not really... Oh, wait. The transistors are done. Okay, so I'll take the security update out of here and put it into there. That should stop things when they get a little too high pressure. It doesn't really tell you how much exactly how much pressure though is. Oh, it needs 3.5 bars. Well, that shouldn't be too much trouble. And in the meantime, I'll take this PCB and finish it with the transistors and capacitors. And there you go. One finished PCB. And that is how PCBs are made. With that in mind, though, I don't think I'll be making any more of them. I've already got so many. Alright, that's 3.5 bars. I'll take this coal out to be safe. There, yeah, we're like just over the line though. So with that in mind, what exactly can we make with stuff that we need assembly lines to make? Well, what about this thing, the flux compressor? Oh, it needs advanced pressure tubes, and those are only available, can only be made by assembly controllers, using pressure chamber valves, 20 of them. Well, that shouldn't be that big of a problem. They're made 16 at a time. Oh wait, I gotta cue the recipe up in here. You can also make them out of pressure chamber. Actually, I can make pressure chamber. How many pressure chamber walls do I have? Only one of them. But if I were to make some more pressure chamber walls, I gotta use a sawmill for this. Here we go. And then that should make pressure chamber walls. And then that should make pressure chamber valves, and that's exactly 20 of them. I want to start this. I don't know, should I? So how do you, oh wait, stupid of me, this is the import unit, I'm gonna put the stuff I need in there. Oh, and look at this, it's already taking out its supplies. This thing's living on the edge here. Going too fast. Okay, so now the laser's running. And it's made... Uh-oh, how do I shut this off? Okay, I'm taking this all out. There we go. Not running any unnecessary risks here. But that's how it's done. The results: 8 advanced pressure tubes.